Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one power. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4.
Shema Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. The Lord our God is one. Shema Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. The Lord our God.
Shalom, my brothers and sisters. I first like to acknowledge the Most High, Ahaya, Bahashim Shai Arawak, and give acknowledgement to the Gathering of Christ Church, GOCC.com. They offer you knowledge of self and a true Sabbath experience. I also want to give a shout out to Baptized a Scribe. That brother got some real videos on YouTube. You ought to give him a check out. Okay, well, I'm making this video because I want you to get a better understanding about who we are and who we are not. First of all, I want to say, yeah, we're not Jews. We're not Jews. We're Hebrew by origin, and we are Israelites under the covenant of Ahaya, made through Noah and his 3 sons, and again with Abraham through the covenant, and then with Israel, or Jacob, who is Israel. Anyway, we're not Jew. To be Jew, it suggests one of 3 things. Either you are from the land of Judea, which was a land, when the lands were divvied up by Joshua, the tribe of Judah received the land of Judea. Okay, or 2, you are of the tribe of Judah. Or 3, you studied Judaism, and therefore you are Jew. Okay, well, first of all, Judaism is not the religion of the Israelites. We don't have a religion. Judaism is the religion of the Jews, the Ashkenazi and Khazarian Jews that resided in, well, let me show you. They resided here. Yeah, that's where they resided. And let me get my videos together here. Okay. In this area, right here between Russia and Turkey, and over near Romania and Ukraine, that's where the Khazarians came in from. That was their land. And in order to be a Jew, you have to have come from some of these surrounding countries over in Europe. If you were from the south, you were a Khazarian Jew. If you were from the north, you were Ashkenazi Jew. But together, they make up the Jews that reside in Israel today. These are modern day Jews. Yeah, I'm thinking we look a little different than these guys here. I don't know, maybe it's me. So you got your Jews that are over in Jerusalem. They look like this, which incidentally makes up about 46% of the Jewish population on the planet. There's another 48% here in the States. Yeah, they look more like this. But as you can see, for the most part, They look a little different. You came from, or your people descended from here. This is the land of Israel, or was the land of Israel, which is not in Africa. It happens to be right outside of Africa. It's located in an area that we most refer to as the Middle East. But as you see here, these lands were divided up by Joshua, and this is Judah. Judah is right next to. I don't know if you see my cursor or not, but anyway, this is where our people reside from. This is where the children of Israel ended up at when they left Pharaoh, when they left Egypt. They crossed over the waters, and they had to take this land from the giants that resided here. This was the land of Canaan. This is the second time in biblical history that land had to be taken from giants. According to Genesis 6:2, there were Nephilim on the earth in those days. No, that's Genesis 6:4. I'm sorry. There were Nephilim on the earth in those days and afterwards, which suggests that even after the flood there were Nephilim, and there were, because the Most High had to gather a whole new group of people through Abraham, creating the tribe of Israel through his son Jacob. But you had to create a whole new people to go and defeat these giants and take the land back and claim it as their own. Anyway, to be a Jew, you have to have studied Judaism. And Judaism is a religion that is backed by a book called the Babylonian Talmud. This is the Talmud collection. It's rather extensive, as you see. And this is the Babylonian Talmud. This is not the Jerusalem Talmud, which was an earlier edition of the Talmud. But when Assyria captured or invaded Israel back in 772 BCE, they enslaved the Jews and took them back to Babylon. And in doing so, they were slaves then, and were forced into this new understanding or this new religion. Excuse me. It was very, very similar to what they already knew, but the customs and traditions were a heck of a lot different. And back then they didn't have a written Torah. The Torah was a word or a teaching that was passed down from generation to generation, and consists of the first 5 books of the Old Covenant, the first 5 books of Moses. The Tanakh is more written tradition. It's the Hebrew Bible. So there's a big difference there. The Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible, and the Tanakh is the Hebrew Bible. Anyway, so you're not Jew. You are a Hebrew by birth, and you are an Israelite through the covenant of the Most High with the people of Israel. Anyway, I just wanted this to be a short video. everything I've told you is in the Bible and can be found, and I have a lot more to come. I've got history on the Hebrews and what we went through, and where it actually ended, and picked up and somehow got switched to the Jews. Very, very, very interesting history. All of it is in the Bible. Oh, I know what I wanted to point out before I did this. I wanted to show you Noah was black. I've got this information here. I found it in the Apocrypha text. This is the book of Enoch, and this is a fragment of the book of Noah, where it talks about Noah. So it says here, and after some days, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and she became pregnant by him and bore him a son. And his body was white as snow and red as a blooming rose, and his hair on his head and his long locks were white as wool. Okay, so he had very curly hair, and it was described more like white as wool. I'm sure they could have used a lot of other adjectives to describe what the hair looked like, but it was woolly and it was curly. It was woolly. It was curly. He was white as snow. He was one of the first albinos in the entire area. They had no idea what to make of this. It frightened his father something terrible. Lamech was afraid and fled from him. And came to his father Methuselah and said to him, I have begotten a strange son, diverse from an unlike man, and resembling the sons of God of heaven. And his nature is different, and he is not like us, and his eyes are like the rays of the sun. So I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe that Negroes, when we're born albino, our eyes are not red. I believe they're more like a yellow. I don't know. You can't quote me on that one. But I definitely know the eyes of an albino Caucasian are red. Anyway, here it tells you that Moses was born an albino, and he had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now, the word Ham by itself means black. The Hebrew word Ham means black. So, and Ham took his family and they set up, I believe it was 4 nations in Africa. So the Hamites pretty much encompass most of Africa. Shem was the lighter of the two. Ham is the youngest, Shem is the middle, and Japheth is the oldest. Japheth was light, bright, and almost white. And Japheth's people took up and created the nations south of the Middle East, or an area that we call Europe. Shem, he stayed close and populated, created nations that make up the Middle East. So it's actually the Iranians, the Assyrians, well, not the Assyrians, the Syrians, the Babylonians, the Arabs, and of course us, the ones that were brought over here after 70 CE, after the invasion of Israel, when we were scattered and sold into slavery here in the States and other countries abroad. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was very interesting. If you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like to add, please feel free to find me on Facebook or leave a message here at YouTube. Again, if you get a chance, check out the GOCC website. I learned a lot through GOCC. They have a website and they have a YouTube channel, and I highly recommend Baptized to Scribe. Anyway, I'm gone. Peace.
Shema Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. Hero Israel, the Lord our power is one power. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4.
Shema Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. The Lord our God is one. Shema Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. The Lord our God is one. Shema Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. The Lord our God is one. Shema Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. The Lord our God is one.
Shema Yasharala, all praise to Ahaya, the Most High power, forgiving His laws, His statute, commandments, and He ain't had to do it, but He did it. Better take heed, cause you're running out of time. Don't wanna be the one with a reprobate mind. What would I do if I ain't had this truth? I'd probably go crazy, praising Him on a daily. The Most High saved me. For sending His Son, that's a blessing. And I can read my Bible correctly. It was written for me, so amazing. Better wake up, yeah, rise up. Come back to the Most High. He the only one that'll guide you right. Wake up, yeah, rise up. Come back to the Most High. He the only one that'll guide you right. Shema Yasharala, do you hear Him calling? Shema Yasharala Ahaya Akkad, the Lord our God is one.
Shema Yasharala Ahaya, Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. The Lord our God is one. Shema Yasharala